WGNS, the flagship station for Blue Raider sports. Blue Raider baseball is on the air. From the Blue Raider Network, it's time for Countdown to First Pitch. Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by State Farm Insurance and agent Andy Womack, Lightning's Locker Room and Phillips Bookstore, Granis and Associates, Las Casas Drugs, and by Middle Tennessee Electric. Now, let's go to the ballpark.
And a pleasant good afternoon to you on a Saturday from Jacksonville, Alabama. Middle Tennessee's Blue Raiders and the Jacksonville State Gamecocks conclude a three-game series here today. Our starting time scheduled at 1:05. Both teams have already had their batting practice, infield practice. They're tidying up the all-turf.
Raking the plastic, Dick.
Infield to get it ready for play today. Dick Palmer, John Callow with you. Jacksonville State has won the first two games in this series after the Raiders have taken early leads. On Thursday night, Jacksonville State hit a two-run homer in the seventh inning to go from 5-4 behind to 6-5 ahead, and then last night in the game, the Raiders had a 6-2 lead in the bottom of the eighth inning with two outs, and then the Gamecocks loaded the bases, and a guy named Greg LaChance, who had not had a home run all season, hit one over the left field fence to tie the game, and they won it on a wild pitch in the bottom of the ninth. And I can't think of two tougher losses, especially back-to-back, John, that this team has absorbed.
Total gut punches. And so what we find out today is whether or not this team, how resilient is this team? Can we hit the reset button and come out and play good baseball?
Raiders will have David Horn Jr. on the mound against a left-hander, Stephen Cash. For the Gamecocks, we'll have the lineups coming up shortly. How about a look at what's going on in the conference, John, because we had a lot of activity yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday, first the finals, Louisiana Tech 6, FIU 2, Dallas Baptist 7, Kennesaw State 5, Liberty 6, Western Kentucky 2, New Mexico State 12, Delaware 6, and Missouri State in the first game of their series beat Sam Houston 9-8. So with the win yesterday, Jackson State stays in first place at 10-0. Delaware stays at the bottom. They're 1-9.
I think Jacksonville's now 11-0, John.
11-0. That would be right. Yes, I didn't fix that. So not a whole lot of change at the top. Jacksonville State stays up. Liberty, Missouri State, Dallas Baptist. You got a bunch of folks there in the middle. Kennesaw State, MTSU, both at 5 and 6. Western Kentucky 4 and 7. Louisiana Tech, is that right? Louisiana Tech won yesterday, so they're now 5 and 6, like the Raiders in Kennesaw. New Mexico State improves to 5 and 6, and FIU is now at 2 and 9.
It looks to me, John, as if we've got an upper echelon in the conference of the four teams you mentioned: Jacksonville, Liberty, Missouri State, and Dallas Baptist. They're kind of separating themselves from the rest of the league.
They are.
And in the middle, you've got the Blue Raiders, you've got Kennesaw, you've got Western, Louisiana Tech, Sam Houston, and New Mexico. And down at the bottom, you've got Delaware and FIU.
Right.
They have little or no chance to make the tournament.
Oh, no.
But the ninth tournament participant will be between that group in the middle, between New Mexico State, Sam Houston, Louisiana Tech, Western, Middle Tennessee, and Kennesaw.
And we've got our destiny in our hands, because we go to Ruston to play Louisiana Tech next week.
And the Raiders also have the tiebreaker against Kennesaw State and New Mexico State if it comes down to a tie in the standings.
So we've still got a lot of baseball to play. we've still got 3 against Western in a couple of weeks in Murfreesboro.
Middle Tennessee standing at 16-15. They're 5-6 in the league. They have lost 3 straight, while Jacksonville State is 26-6, 11-0 in the conference. They have won 2 straight, those being the first 2 games of this series. The Raiders 1-8 away from Reese Smith Field. Jacksonville State is 15-4 here at Rudy Abbott Field in Jacksonville. We're going to take a break here, 2-minute break, and then when we come back, I'm going to be talking to Jack Fortner. Now, this is a young man I interviewed yesterday, but due to some time constraints, we didn't get to air the interview before the game. I did play it after the game, but I wanted to go ahead and put it in the regular rotation. So we'll take our break now, come back, and we'll be talking with Blue Raider pitcher Jack Fortner. You're listening to Middle Tennessee Baseball on the Blue Raider Network from Van Wagner.
Hey folks, it's Chip Walters from Exit Realty Bob Lamb & Associates, helping Middle Tennessee make smart moves in a fast-moving market. Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, you deserve someone who knows this community and treats your goals like their own. From first-timers to long-time homeowners, I'm here to guide you with clarity, confidence, and a steady hand. When you're ready to make the next move, start with someone you trust. Visit ChooseChip.net and let's make your 2026 move the right move.
Las Casas Drugs is a proud sponsor of Blue Raider Athletics, located at 4702 Las Casas Pike, just minutes from Murfreesboro. Las Casas Drugs strives to provide all of your pharmaceutical needs in that hometown atmosphere you deserve. Family-owned and operated, Las Casas Drugs offers free delivery, immunizations, drive-through window, gift shop, merchandise, and medication management programs. Come by and see how we can make a difference. And go Blue Raiders!
Bring your game day style courtside with a stop at Lightning's Locker Room on the concourse. From bold new drops to timeless campus classics, we've got everything you need to turn heads from class to tip-off. Whether you're rocking a hoodie in the student section or sporting a tee around town, your look says it loud. You're here for the wins, the energy, and the tradition. So step up your style and your spirit, because at Lightning's Locker Room, the season never slows down, and every fan plays a part in the hype. Let's make every day feel like game day.
Locally grown, Blue Raider proud. This is Jonathan Harmon with the J. Harmon Home Team. As an MTSU alumnus and lifelong Rutherford County resident, I bring the heart of a teacher, the grit of a Blue Raider, and over 15 years of real estate experience to every client. Honest to a fault, connected to the community, and driven to serve. I don't just help you buy or sell, I help you understand every step. The J. Harmon Home Team, where real estate meets real talk.
You're listening to MTSU Sports on WGNS.
I'm visiting with Blue Raider pitcher Jack Fortner, celebrating his, 23rd birthday today?
Yep.
What about that, guys?
Old man. Here we go. We're 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Flag. Happy birthday to you.
All right. A cappella, no less. Yep. Come on over here. We'll get out of their way now and let them finish stretching. Well, congratulations on reaching that ripe old age.
Yep, I'm getting up there for sure.
You've been with us a while, and you're from neighboring Mount Juliet, I understand, and I guess grew up playing youth ball over there.
I actually grew up playing at Rotary and then travel ball when I was 8 years old, and then it was just travel ball from there on out.
And high school?
Mount Juliet High School, yep.
So how have you enjoyed your experience here at Middle?
I've had a great time with a lot of great guys here, made a lot of good friends, and it's been a good time.
You've got another year of eligibility, I understand.
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. You've been used almost exclusively out of the bullpen and have put up some good numbers lately. And this is something that we have sorely needed, because starters normally don't go but 5 to 6 innings. So the more help we can get out of the bullpen, the better off we are.
It is, definitely. We've got a lot of good guys in the bullpen, though, so hopefully we can all contribute.
Tell me about your selection of pitches now and what you had coming in and what you've got now and maybe what you're working on.
So I've had a fastball, slider, and a changeup, and I didn't change any of those, but the main thing was just throwing it more for strikes and building my confidence with those pitches, and it's worked out pretty well.
And that's the name of the game, isn't it?
Yep, it is.
Throwing strikes and keeping the hitters off balance. How do you keep hitters off balance? Mess up their timing?
Usually, if my changeup's working, it helps my fastball out, and if my fastball's working, it helps my changeup out. So those are the main two I throw most of the time.
Yeah. So do you have, I know pitchers are very superstitious individuals. Do you have any particular superstitions that you go through maybe before the ball game or at the hotel or whatever?
Not really. I just try to be as calm as possible the whole time, just keep my cool.
Okay. Well, congratulations on the birthday, and you've got some very supportive teammates out here in the bullpen.
I do. I'm very thankful to have them right here.
All right, good deal. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that's Jack Fortner, celebrated his 23rd birthday yesterday. We did that interview, John, out in the bullpen, so I got his fellow bullpenners.
Dick, I had no idea you could have that many relief pitchers who are totally tone deaf.
Well, it wasn't the Norman Luboff Choir, that's for sure, but they did a creditable job, and I'm sure Jack appreciated that. So happy birthday to Jack Fortner, and hope he has many more. Well, John, we've had a lineup change after we've been given the starting lineup for 3 straight games, so today is no exception.
Well, that's why we bring the
whiteout,
the whiteout tape. Yes.
So we're going to take a look at the starting lineups, and hopefully we'll have no more changes. This starting lineup's brought to you, as always, by the Ascend Federal Credit Union, the exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics, with 5 convenient locations in the Murfreesboro area. To learn more, go to ascend.org. Got it, John?
All right. For the visiting Blue Raiders, the players are going to sound the same, but Coach Jerry Myers has done some shifting around in the lineup. Leading off will be the center fielder, Owen Noack. Tyler Minnick will be behind the plate, batting second. Batting third, Brett Rogers in right field. Lane Akers moves up to the cleanup spot. He'll be at first base. Batting fifth, Cooper Clapp at second base. Dan O'Neill moves down into the 6th hole. He'll be the DH. Batting seventh, Nathan Brewer, the left fielder. Batting eighth, third baseman Brett Von Dolan. And batting ninth, the shortstop, Clay Badalak. On the mound for the Raiders, David Horn Jr. For the Gamecocks, Jackson Pate leads off. He'll be in center field. Batting second, the shortstop, Caleb Johnson. Batting third, the second baseman, Cooper Blauser. In the cleanup spot, the DH, Brady Thomas. Batting fifth, the catcher, Grayson Ash. Batting sixth, left fielder, Luke Williams. At first base, batting seventh, Matthew Cash. Batting eighth, last night's Grand Slam hero. In right field, Greg LaChance. And at third base, batting ninth, will be Trey King. On the mound will be a left-hander, Stephen Cash.
Those are your lineups, brought to you by the Ascend Federal Credit Union. And John, will just have to wait and see how this game goes. But the Raiders have led this series for most of the innings we've played. But when it comes to the late innings, Jacksonville State has shown that what they are made of, and they have come from behind to win in late innings. And yesterday was a particular heartbreaker, I thought, for the Raiders, with a grand slam home run with 2 outs in the 8th inning. And this from a guy who had not hit a home run all season.
Well, you came up, noticed an interesting stat today as you were putting together your book about hits. Both teams pretty equal there. But what did you say about Jacksonville State?
Jacksonville State's had 18 hits in the series. The only 2 extra base hits they have are the 2 home runs that won games.
Yeah, I that's just...
On the flip side, the Raiders have had 20 hits in the series. They've had 8 doubles, 1 triple, no home runs, but 9 extra base hits. Almost half of their hits have been for extra bases, and yet they have dropped the first 2 games. And it's really hard. You know, you can make statistics say anything you want them to say, but those numbers are kind of hard to overcome.
Well, and particularly since you're only talking about 2 one-run ball games.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so this is this Jacksonville State team, to me, is a team built for this ballpark.
We're going to take a break, and we'll be ready for first pitch when we come back. You're listening to Middle Tennessee Baseball on the Blue Raider Network from Van Wagner.
At State Farm, when home and auto work as a team, you score and save money. I'm State Farm agent Andy Wama. Give me a call at 615-890-0850 and let's work together to win big by saving money on home and auto. With the service you get from State Farm, you might think our car insurance costs more. I'm State Farm agent Andy Wama. Give me a call at 615-890-0850 and let me show you with discounts up to 40%. You may find it even costs less.
At Middle Tennessee Electric, we see the lines that link us all, illuminating our neighborhoods, empowering our businesses, and helping us to recharge. Because we believe in the power of good energy. Whether it comes from our grids, the sun, or a kind heart. And as your family and our region continue to grow, you can trust that we'll always be there for you. Middle Tennessee Electric, bringing good energy.
The Blue Raiders are winners in the classroom, on the field, and the courts. Richard Lewis here. I want you to win in real estate also. Buying, selling, auction here in Tennessee, or along the Gulf Coast, a second home, or investing. Give me a call to help start that winning process. 615-319-9981. Oh, I'm never too busy for your referrals. Richard Lewis, Exit Realty, Bob Lamb & Associates.
Las Casas Drugs is a proud sponsor of Blue Raider Athletics, located at 4702 Las Casas Pike, just minutes from Murfreesboro. Las Casas Drugs strives to provide all of your pharmaceutical needs in that hometown atmosphere you deserve. Family-owned and operated, Las Casas Drugs offers free delivery, immunizations, drive-through window, gift shop, merchandise, and medication management programs. Come by and see how we can make a difference. And go Blue Raiders.
WGNS, Murfreesboro, Smyrna, the flagship station for Blue Raider sports. From the Blue Raider Network and Van Wagner College, it's time for Middle Tennessee State University Baseball. Today's game is brought to you in part by Exit Realty, Bob Lamb & Associates, and agents Brad Hopkins, Richard Lewis, Jonathan Harmon, and Chip Walters, the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, and by Middle Tennessee State University. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Blue Raider Baseball.
Just had the playing of the national anthem here, and the Raiders getting ready to take their first turn at bat against this Jacksonville State team that is still undefeated in conference play. When they went 9-0, the conference announced that it was the first team in Conference USA history to start the season with 9 straight wins in conference play. And now, John, they are 11-0. They keep adding to that record every time they win.
Well, we can hope that we break that today. We need to learn how to win, and that's not something you can teach. You just have to learn.
Let's check the defensive alignment for the Gamecocks for you, as they will have Grayson Ash behind the plate. He's been back there for all 3 games. At third base will be Trey King. Caleb Johnson will be the shortstop. It will be Cooper Blauser at second base and Matthew Cash at first base. In left field will be Luke Williams. Center field, Jackson Pate. And in right field will be Greg LaChance. And on the mound is senior left-hander Stephen Cash.
Stephen Cash making his 8th start. He's thrown 33 2/3 innings. He's given up 12 runs, all earned on 27 hits, 10 walks, 39 strikeouts. He's got a 3.21 ERA, 3-1 record. Opponent's hitting .221. He does have 5 hit by pitches, and he's been known to throw a wild pitcher 2 or 3.
He is a transfer from the University of Louisiana, which is the home of the Ragin' Cajuns. So he is a little bit new to Jacksonville State. He's a native of Alabama, from Centerville, Alabama, 6'1", 190, and he is a senior. The Raiders will have basically the same batting order with one change. Lane Akers has moved up to the cleanup spot. He has been swinging the hottest bat for the Blue Raiders in this series, so he'll be batting fourth, and Dean O'Neill, who has been in the cleanup spot, will drop down to the number 6 spot that Akers had been occupying.
Let me give you the weather, Dick. It's going to be 82 degrees at game time, partly cloudy, or almost better say mostly sunny, at least here on the ball field. A lot of clouds out towards the mountains, but wind is out of the south-southwest at 10.
And gusting. Owen Nowak will lead it off for the Raiders here in inning number 1. Nowak, who has been in the leadoff spot virtually all season. I think the first game or two he was hitting 9th and decided to move him up. He's done well there. And in this series, he's 3 out of 10 with a double. Lefty-lefty matchup, and the first pitch is in for a strike. We're underway.
Underway at 1:05.
Nowak, a .346 hitter on the season with 5 home runs. Cash, the left-hander, delivers. That's a strike call. Breaking ball in there, 0-2. Nowak, Minnick, and Brett Rogers, Blue Raider hitters here in the first inning. Glad to have you with us on this Saturday afternoon. Very pleasant weather down here, a little bit breezy. We can handle it. I don't know if the outfielders can handle it that well. We'll find out. Smash to first, bobbled. It's going to be a close play, and I think Nowak beats it.
They call
him out. That's Nowak crossed the safety base at about the time the pitcher covered first base, and it's a little bit hard to tell. I thought he beat it out. Maybe I was just wanting him to beat it out. So that'll go first baseman to the pitcher covering for the first out. And the batter is Tyler Minnick, the catcher.
We're told we're going to see a lot of off-speed stuff from this left-handed on the mound.
Minnick takes a strike, 0-1. Tyler in the series 2 out of 9 with a double.
That was his fastball at 87. I don't think he throws much harder than that.
1 strike to count. That's the first that has missed the strike zone. It's outside for ball 1, 1-1.
That's an off-speed delivery.
Early start today, and the fans enjoying the sunshine, I'm sure. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Outside for ball 2, 2-1.
I see no shadows from clouds at all on this field.
Tyler Minnick hitting .277. He's been the starting catcher in all 3 games of this series. Swings and lines this one past Johnson into left center field. He will turn at first and put the brakes on as the throw comes back into the infield. That is a solid base hit to left for Tyler Minnick. Well, the first 2 batters, John, have hit the ball right on the nose. Nowak hit it, unfortunately, right at the first baseman. So here's Brett Rogers with a runner at first and 1 out.
That's
Rogers coming in 2 out of 7 in the series. He also has a double. Jacksonville infield sets up in double play depth. That means the shortstop and second baseman shorten a little bit. and edge in a little bit toward the bag. At second, there's a strike call, 0-1. One on, one out, top of the first inning. Cash, the left-hander, looks at Cash, the first baseman, then throws low. That one rolled away from the catcher. That's 1 ball, 1 strike now to Rogers. You got Matthew Cash at first base and Stephen Cash on the mound. Of course, we have Drew Horn and David Horn.
But not related.
Not related. I don't think the Cash folks are related. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air into left center field. That's got plenty of air under it. The left fielder, Williams, over, and he'll grab it for out number 2. So 2 down in the first inning as Rogers flies to left field, and the batter is Lane Akers. So here's the hottest bat in this series for the Raiders. Akers 5 out of 8 with a double, a triple, and 5 runs batted in. Raiders have scored 11 runs in the series, and Akers has driven in 5 of them.
Boy, and he had another ground ball that was initially called a hit, later changed to an error.
Pitch is low, ball 1. So he could have been 6 for 8 instead of 5 for 8. Runner at first, 2 outs. Akers, a redshirt freshman. And the left-hander delivers, and that's a ball, must have been a little low, 2-0.
That last at bat for Akers last night, he was going for the cycle. He'd already had the triple, double, and single.
Went down swinging.
That happens sometimes.
Manick a short lead at first. The pitch is a strike at the knees. They've been keeping everything down to him. Kevin Nichols coaching at third. And Coach Huber down at first base. 2-1. Swing and a foul tip. Catcher hangs on, 2-2.
Second baseman playing more or less up the middle, and
pitch is low and into the turf. Ball 3, so a full count. That means Minnick will get a head start on this pitch.
Well, we've seen some good defense at second base for Jacksonville State, haven't we? It's Cooper Blauser out there. We put a lot of stars on his plays this weekend.
3 balls, 2 strikes. They're still going to hold Minnick on, and there he goes. The pitch is fouled back. So we'll do it all over again. Count remains 3-2 on Lane Akers.
Now if they're going to hold that runner at first, that means there is a ton of hitting room on the right side of the infield, because Blauser is almost up the middle.
Played him as a pull hitter. And the 3-2 pitch inside, ball 4, and he walked him. Raiders will have men at first and second with 2 outs. And the batter will be Cooper Clapp. This will be a lefty-lefty matchup. 2 on, 2 out, top of the first inning. Raiders trying to get on the board first in this game. They've been pretty good at doing that in this series. The pitch, breaking ball, came in for a strike, 0-1. There was a high breaking ball, and I think hitters, if they see that break soon enough, they love those high breaking balls.
Need to hang one.
The pitch, swing and a foul back. Count will go to 0-2 on Cooper Clapp. Coincidence that both of the second basemen in this series have ties to the major leagues. Clapp's dad, of course, a coach for the St. Louis Cardinals, and Blauser's dad was Jeff Blauser, And there's a swing and a miss and clamped down on 3 pitches. So that is all in the first inning. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 men left on base. We'll take it into the bottom half of inning number 1. Middle Tennessee nothing, Jacksonville State coming to bat. You're listening to Middle Tennessee Baseball from Van Wagner.
Bring your game day style courtside with a stop at Lightning's locker room on the concourse. From bold new drops to timeless campus classics, we've got everything you need to turn heads from class to tip-off. Whether you're rocking a hoodie in the student section or sporting a tee around town, your look says it loud. You're here for the wins, the energy, and the tradition. So step up your style and your spirit, because at Lightning's locker room, the season never slows down, and every fan plays a part in the hype. Let's make every day feel like game day.
Hey Blue Raider fans, this is Brad Hopkins with Exit Realty Bob Lamb & Associates. Winning in real estate is a lot like football. Good coaching and recruiting a great team are the keys. I put together a team of lenders, inspectors, and home professionals to help you succeed. Let me coach you through this process and make sure you come out a winner. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, I am here to help you win. Visit BradHopkinsHomes.com or call 615-556-9239 to find out more.
The Blue Raiders are on News Radio WGNS.
And we go to the bottom of the first inning. Scoreless game. Set the Raiders defensively for you with Tyler Minnick behind the plate. Brett Von Dolan at third. Clay Badalak at short. Cooper Clapp at second base, and over at first, Lane Akers. The outfield has been the same for every game this season. That's Nathan Brewer in left, Owen Nowak in center, and Brett Rogers in right field. And on the mound is the big right-hander, David Horn Jr.
David Horn Jr. making his, I lost it here. I had it. Here we go. Making his 8th appearance, 7th start. He's thrown 25 innings, given up 27 runs, only 17 of them earned, 32 hits, 19 walks, 32 strikeouts. 6.12 ERA, a 1-2 record with no saves.
A native of California, was recruited by and went to Vanderbilt. He was at Vanderbilt for his first 2 collegiate seasons, transferred to San Diego and pitched 2 years there. So he is in his 5th year and pitching for the Blue Raiders. So he has been east, back west, and back east. He's had a lot of miles on the airlines, I'm sure. Jackson Pate will lead off. First pitch in for a strike, 0-1. Pate, a left-handed hitter. He has been the leadoff man in every game for the Gamecocks. And this pitch comes inside, 1-1. Pate in the series, 2 out of 9 with 1 run batted in.
Boy, that flag is whipping up some now, and it takes some wind to get that flag moving.
There's a ball shot down the left side, almost hit the third base coach. That's the head coach down there, I think, Steve Beezer.
Yeah, he
still has good reflexes.
Yeah.
Former big league player.
Former Nashville Sound.
1 ball, 2 strikes, the count.
Well, then somebody had to go from the dugout because there's nobody in the bullpen right now. And that left fielder wasn't going to help out at all, was he?
No. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Pate. Swinging a foul back. Pate, Johnson, and Blauser. That 3 has been the top of the lineup for every game in this series. And it changes a little bit as we get on down the lineup, but we hope we don't get down too far too early. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Pate.
Setting up down and into this left-handed hitter.
And a little tap foul. That'll roll over in front of the Blue Raider dugout. Count holding at 1-2.
After throwing him a 92-mile-an-hour fastball, he comes back with a 76-mile-an-hour changeup.
Pate hitting .373 on the season and standing in with a 1-2 count. David Horn's pitch is swung on line right at the pitcher, picked up by Badalak. He'll throw to first. Nice pick over there by Lane Akers. And that is a star play by Badalak and Lane Akers at first base.
Yeah, I thought that was going to get up the middle. Nearly took David Horn's head off.
I thought it was going to hit the pitcher.
He got. I think that would score what 163.
I don't know if it hit his glove or not. Did it?
Let me check. I thought it did, but we'll find out.
Caleb Johnson, the batter, switch hitter, batting left-handed. 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Pitch to the plate, swung on, hit in the air. That's going to drift off foul to the left side. 1 strike to Johnson. 2 out of 8 in the series with a run batted in. David Horn with a pitch. Backed him away inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Johnson, a senior, hitting .324. He's out of Phoenix City. And this is his 4th year with the Gamecocks. Pitch off speed outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Dylan Bradley is the home plate umpire. Anthony Carilli, who had the plate in game 1, is over at first. And Terrence Jones, who had the plate last night, is the third base umpire. Strike called, and the count will go to 2-2.
And the answer is the official scoring on that first play was 163. What Horn was able to do was slow it down enough that it didn't get into center field immediately.
Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch, and Johnson down on strikes for out number 2.
Number 2, second baseman Cooper Blauser.
Here's Cooper Blauser. Comes in at .333 on the season. He is 2 out of 8 in the series. And when I give you these series stats, all of the hits are singles with the exception of 2 home runs.
Yeah, which is absolutely amazing to me.
2 outs, base is empty. The pitch off speed and in for a strike. That one was a little like an overhand curveball. 0-1 the count.
Well, he's showing his fastball just enough to let him know that he's got it.
Swinging a foul out of play, and it's 0-2.
And that was the fastball at 91.
Got some folks in that little balcony off to the right. I hadn't noticed that before today.
Yeah, those are their luxury boxes.
I thought the luxury boxes ended when the grandstand ended. That's a separate location.
Oh,
over
you're
there.
talking about down that. I see where you're talking
up
about.
Over the
by the bullpen.
The area between the bullpen and the hitting facility.
That is a party area, apparently.
2 strikes to Blauser. Horn with the pitch. High, ball 1.
They've also got a couple of or 1 row of seating out beyond the right field
those kids
wall.
that were down on the field before the game?
I don't know. It might be. Looks like they're having a party, though.
1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. That's a strike. That's a good fastball at 93 and froze Blauser at the plate. He is called out on strikes for out number 3. 3 up and 3 down in the bottom of the first inning. Nothing doing for the Gamecocks. We've completed 1 full inning. Middle Tennessee nothing and Jacksonville State nothing. You're listening to Blue Raider Baseball from Van Wagner.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school, or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
Will Fraley, attorney at law, has experience you can count on. Former Blue Raider baseball player and MTSU alum Will Fraley serves Murfreesboro and the surrounding communities. Put a strong and experienced legal fighter on your case. Give Will Fraley a call and he can handle all of your legal matters, including criminal and domestic or family law. Visit willfraleylaw.com or call 615-410-7290.
Rutherford County's MTSU station, News Radio WGNS.
Scoreless game as we go to the second inning. This is the 54th meeting between Middle Tennessee and Jacksonville State in baseball. The Raiders have the edge, 28-25, but the edge has been getting slimmer and slimmer as Jacksonville State's won 4 of the last 5 games between the two.
Yeah, a lot of those wins, Middle Tennessee wins, date back to when Jacksonville State was a Division II school.
Here is Dean O'Neill to lead off the second inning.
But they were very successful at that D2 level. They have a couple of national championships.
O'Neill 1 out of 8 in the series. That one hit was a double, and he has driven in a run. The left-hander Cash with a pitch. It's low for ball 1. O'Neill still over 300 on the season at 317. Still leads the Raiders in home runs with 9 and runs batted in with 34. Cash with a pitch. And a hard shot to second. Blauser's got it. Over to first in time. Routine put out. Second to first. That's out number 1 in the second inning.
Dick, I'll bet you that party over there on their party deck is Magnus's birthday party. They had a big sign on the message board between innings.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
what I was talking about.
Whom you were speaking.
Who is Magnus? I don't know who Magnus is either, but he's having a birthday party.
Here's Nathan Brewer, the left
here at the
fielder.
ballpark.
Well, what better place to bring your friends?
You know, it always hurt my feelings that I was my birthday was late in October and there was no baseball.
Well, except for the World Series.
Well, back in the day, you know, the World Series was over by the 15th of October.
1 strike to Nathan Brewer. Pitch to him is tapped to second. Browser's going to charge, make a quick throw, and
did he call him out?
Just got him at first.
Wow.
That's 2 very close plays we've had at first base. Both did not go the Raiders' way.
I did finally get to have my birthday at a ballpark, and it turned into a World Series game.
Well, that's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Brett Von Dolen.
Of course, who needs to be playing baseball on the 26th of October when it's cold?
First pitch, a fastball in for a strike, nothing in 1.
I guess the same people want to play in March when it's cold.
Yeah. Von Dolen 2 out of 8 in the series, a double and 2 runs batted in. 2 outs, bases empty, top half of inning number 2. Cash with a pitch, that one missed outside. 1-1.
Well, that's the way they've been pitching Von Dolen all weekend, pitching him away, trying to get him to chase. Lead off of that one.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Missed outside, ball 2. He's done a better job of plate discipline in this series, though, John. Both of those pitches were close enough to swing at, but he held back, and they were both outside. 2-1.
Well, that's how you get better. You watch what the other guy's trying to do to you, and you You learn from it.
So I got a foul. Is that going to be playable? Plenty of foul territory here, and the first baseman, Cash, will grab it out just a little past the bullpen area. So that's going to be all in the second inning. Raiders go 3 up and 3 down. And we'll take this game to the bottom of the second inning. No score. Middle Tennessee and Jacksonville State from Jacksonville, Alabama. You're listening to Blue Raider Baseball from Van Wagner.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
Hey folks, it's Chip Walters from Exit Realty Bob Lamb & Associates, helping Middle Tennessee make smart moves in a fast-moving market. Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, you deserve someone who knows this community and treats your goals like their own. From first-timers to long-time homeowners, I'm here to guide you with clarity, confidence, and a steady hand. When you're ready to make the next move, start with someone you trust. Visit ChooseChip.net and let's make your 2026 move the right move.
The Blue Raiders play here. News Radio WGNS.
Our Lady Raiders are playing at Louisiana Tech today. That game started at noon. They're trying to win one game out of that series.
Well, they're in the top of the fifth, and they're actually playing in Murfreesboro.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
And in the top of the fifth, going to the through 4, the Lady Raiders were leading 8-1, but Louisiana Tech has put up 4 in the top of the fifth, and they still a couple more runners on base. And nobody out in that inning.
So it's 8-5 then,
8-5 now, yes.
For the Gamecocks, it'll be Brady Thomas to lead off. He's in the DH spot today and making his first appearance in the series, a senior from Brandon, Mississippi. Left-handed batter. And David Horn Jr. ready to pitch. First pitch to Thomas, in for a strike. First time we've seen this young man. He's hitting .222 on the season with 3 home runs. He's a big left-handed hitter. 1 strike to count. And took an off-speed pitch for ball 1, 1-1. Thomas listed at 6'5" and 215. He is as big in stature as the pitcher David Horn. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outside ball 2, 2-1. He was a last-minute addition to the lineup, which is what caused us to drastically change our scorebook.
Yeah.
Pitch is swung on, hit in the air. Badalak, the shortstop, right behind the bag at second, calling for it, and he's got it.
About 2 steps into the grass.
And the wind did not seem to affect that one at all.
No.
So 1 out. The batter is Grayson Ash, the catcher. He has started every game for them behind the plate. 3 out of 7 in the series with 2 runs batted in.
Badalak is about 3 steps into the grass?
Strike call, 0-1. He's playing in shallow left field. 1 strike to count. Ball hit in the air into left center. Needs to hang up, and it does for Nowak, who made a running catch near the 375 mark in left center field.
Did it look to you like Nathan Brewer might have lost that ball in the sun?
I don't know. Nowak had to come a long way.
Yeah, and Brewer was a lot closer to it. In fact, they were right almost next to each other when Manoa caught the baseball.
2 outs, bases empty, strike called. This is Luke Williams. He was originally penciled in as the cleanup hitter. He drops to number 6. A left-handed hitter playing left field. 2 outs, base is empty. Horn with the pitch, swung on, fouled, out of play, and it's 0-2. Williams in the series, 2 out of 6. Both singles. Pitch is low and into the turf. Off-speed pitch. 1-2. Here's Horn's pitch. That's a nice breaking ball, and that's strike 3. And I think Williams knew it. He just did an about face and headed for the dugout. 3 up and 3 down in the second inning. Nothing across. That is the 3rd strikeout for David Horn Jr. We've completed 2 full innings and no score in the game. Middle Tennessee, Jacksonville State. Final game of a 3-game series. You're listening to Blue Raider Baseball from Ben Wagner.
Las Casas Drugs is a proud sponsor of Blue Raider Athletics, located at 4702 Las Casas Pike, just minutes from Murfreesboro. Las Casas Drugs strives to provide all of your pharmaceutical needs in that hometown atmosphere you deserve. Family-owned and operated, Las Casas Drugs offers free delivery, immunizations, drive-through window, gift shop, merchandise, and medication management programs. Come by and see how we can make a difference. And go Blue Raiders!
Bring your game day style courtside with a stop at Lightning's locker room on the concourse. From bold new drops to timeless campus classics, we've got everything you need to turn heads from class to tip-off. Whether you're rocking a hoodie in the student section or sporting a tee around town, your look says it loud. You're here for the wins, the energy, and the tradition. So step up your style and your spirit, because at Lightning's locker room, the season never slows down, and every fan plays a part in the hype. Let's make every day feel like game day.
WGNS, the flagship station for Blue Raider sports.
We go to the top of the 3rd inning. In a scoreless game, Clay Badalak will lead it off, then we'll flip back to the top of the batting order. Raiders facing a left-hander, Stephen Cash.
Lady Raiders are having a crazy one up in Murfreesboro. Going to the 5th inning, they were leading 8-1. Louisiana Tech has now put up 8 runs in the top of the 5th inning, and there's still only 1 out. So Louisiana Tech now on top of the Lady Raiders 9-8.
Clay Badalak to lead it off. He is hitless in the series, 0 for 7. Stands in from the left side, facing the left-hander, Stephen Cash. Pitch is ball 1 outside.
I think that had some plated, was below the knees, though.
The pitch. That's a fastball, and it is ball 2. 2-0.
86 miles an hour. That'd be about right. 86 to 89 seems to be where he is throwing his fastball.
It's a strike call, 2-1. Badalak taken all the way.
Yeah, that was another fastball. That one at 87.
So 2 balls, 1 strike to the Blue Raiders shortstop, leading off here in inning number 3. Scoreless game. Swung on, fly ball left field, headed for foul ground. That is going to be a foul ball. Left fielder Williams couldn't get there in time to make a play on it.
Yeah, down by the Middle Tennessee bullpen.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Which is at the end of the road there in left field.
Here's the pitch, and a ball hit back over second base. Oh, good play by Johnson, and he'll get him at first. That's another outstanding defensive play. That ball went over the mound, over second base, and I thought it was going to wind up in center field. Instead, the shortstop Johnson cut it off and made a quick throw to first to retire.
These two Jackson State middle infielders have just been robbing us blind, haven't they, Dick? How many hits have we not had because they've been able to stop something that should have gotten through?
Here's Owen Nowak, who grounded to the first baseman in the first inning as the leadoff batter in the game. Pitch is a breaking ball in for a strike, 0-1. Owen now 3 out of 11 in the series. Pitch is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Raiders return home after the game today and will be back in action on Tuesday at Reese Smith Field against Lipscomb. That'll be a 6 o'clock game. It will be on radio. We'll be on the air at 5:45. Swinging a tap foul behind the plate. Count will go to 1-2. 1-2, buckle my shoe as it goes down to straighten out his leg guard. 1-2. One out, base is empty, top half of number 3, the pitch. That's into the turf outside, 2-2.
Oh, look at the flag now. I think the first time I've seen the flag fully extended.
And directly out toward the left and left center.
It is.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Cash with a pitch, outside, ball 3. Full count to Owen Nowak. Lefty. As Cash, the left-hander, ready to pitch. Swung on fly ball to left field, dropping. That is going to be caught by Williams. Made a good play over by the left field line on the run. And that is out number 2. 2 up, 2 down in the third. Tyler Minnick has the Raiders' only hit. Stands in there. Base hit in the first inning. That was a sharp single to left center. Minnick bounces this one over the pitcher. Blauser behind the bag at second, makes a long throw and got him at first. That's going to take care of the Raiders in the third inning.
Perfectly.
3 up and 3 down, nothing across. We'll go to the bottom of the third inning. Middle Tennessee nothing and Jacksonville State nothing. You're listening to Blue Raider Baseball from Ben Wagner.
Locally grown, Blue Raider proud. This is Jonathan Harmon with the J. Harmon Home Team. As an MTSU alumnus and lifelong Rutherford County resident, I bring the heart of a teacher, the grit of a Blue Raider, and over 15 years of real estate experience to every client. Honest to a fault, connected to the community, and driven to serve. I don't just help you buy or sell, I help you understand every step. The J. Harmon Home Team, where real estate meets real talk.
At State Farm, when home and auto work as a team, you score and save money. I'm State Farm agent Andy Wama. Give me a call at 615-890-0850 and let's work together to win big by saving money on home and auto. With the service you get from State Farm, you might think our car insurance costs more. I'm State Farm agent Andy Wama. Give me a call at 615-890-0850 and let me show you with discounts up to 40%. You may find it even costs less.
You're listening to MTSU Sports on WGNS.
I think first base umpire Anthony Carilli is the most popular man in the park right now because between innings, Jerry Meyer had a extended conversation with him, and now one of the Jacksonville State, I'm sure that's one of the coaches, is out talking with him.
And the
I don't know what all these conversations are about, but the Raiders have had 3 very close calls at first base. It could be that Coach Meyer said, hey, we need to get one every once in a while. Here is the number 7 hitter, Matthew Cash. He's the first baseman.
You know, there are times when I think that if you just make that play cleanly at first base, they'll give it to you if it's close, or give it to the defense.
Cash, a left-handed batter against David Horn. The first pitch in for a strike, 0-1. David Horn has retired the first 6 batters he has faced in this game. At first base umpire is the crew chief, by the way. He had home plate on Thursday night in the first game. There's a line shot down the right field line. That's a foul ball. And the count will go to 2 strikes on Andrew Cash. Carrilli's talking with somebody else now, using a lot of hand signs.
Mm-hmm.
And now using some foot signs. Timeout is called.
Are they having trouble with the communication system?
I have no idea. He's talking to our pitcher, pointing to his leg. Coach Myers wants to know what this conversation is about.
I think he might be suggesting that there's something in his stretch that might be considered a balk.
Well, it's not going to be a balk if there's nobody on base. So
well,
and now Coach Myers will have an explanation, perhaps. He knows Carrilli's talking to the pitcher again, says, get off the mound while I'm talking to your coach. So Horn walking around out there. Is this some kind of ploy that Jacksonville is using to upset our pitcher, John?
That was probably what that conversation was about
down here
before the inning.
Between innings.
Yeah. And what he was, I bet you what they were saying is that there's something in his motion, the way he's setting up, that could be called a balk.
Well, he's back on the mound now, throwing some extra warm-up pitches. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. David Horn has retired the first 6 batters, and he's ahead 0-2 on Matthew Cash. And now Coach Myers walks back to the dugout, and they're going to call Steve Beezer in from his third base coaching box, and now the umpire is going to talk to him. You read lips, John?
I do not. But I couldn't. The umpire is doing the explaining, and Beezer is trying to reinterpret, and the umpire's not having, Carrilli's not having any of that. Beezer, I think, has finally given up. Yeah, whatever. In that, whatever.
So now the game, hopefully, will continue. Bottom of the 3rd inning, no score. David Horn Jr. on the mound. 0-2 count on the left-hand hitter, Matthew Cash. And the pitch to the plate is outside, ball 1. I want to see if this delay is going to have any effect on our pitcher. He was rocking along pretty good groove over the first 2 innings. And the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, poked to left field. Brewer coming on, got the range, he's got the ball. That's out number 1. 1 out in the 3rd.
You're just hoping that it whatever was going on does not break his concentration, because he's certainly dialed in right now.
Here's Greg LaChance, the hero of the game, depending on which side you're on. I guess the villain of the game in our viewpoint, with that grand slam home run last night.
A pinch hit grand slam, no less.
It was first of the season. Pitch to him, caught the outside corner for strike one. He hit a Colin Kerrigan fastball over the left field wall with the bases loaded. Here's the 0-1 pitch, outside, ball two.
According to ESPN, that ball went more than 400 feet.
1-1 the count to LaChance. Horn with a pitch, high, ball two, 2-1. Trey King, the third baseman, and the number 9 hitter would be next. There's a strike call, 2-2. Horn with a 2-2 pitch, and it's a breaking ball, hit to third. Von Dolan's got it. Throw across in time for out number 2. Fly ball and a ground ball, and there are 2 outs here in the third.
Third baseman number 3, Trey King.
This is Trey King, the third baseman. Bats from the left side. Two down, bases empty, third inning. First pitch, low and inside, ball one.
Cover clap. It's got to be, 10, 15 feet into right field?
Yeah, he's 4 or 5 steps back on the green turf. The pitch is outside, 2-0.
Badalak a couple of steps into the outfield at shortstop.
The pitch. Outside again, ball 3. So it's 3-0. This is the first 3-ball count that Horn has had on a hitter, and it's the number 9 hitter. Wouldn't you know that, John?
That's been kind of the M.O.
And walked him on 4 pitches. This happens over and over again.
We seem to have a lot
Not
of
only
trouble.
from our viewpoint, but from the other teams. Put the number 9 hitter on 4 pitches, and that'll bring up the top of the lineup.
We have a tendency to walk batters that are hitting below 200.
Jackson Pate, the center fielder, who grounded out on a very good play by Badalak and a good assist from Lane Akers at first base in the first inning. There's a strike call. 0-1 to Pate. Time call. Batter asks for time. He steps out of the box. 1 strike to count. Well, that might have been a pitch clock violation. The scoreboard. No, it's still 0-1. There's a strike, and it's 0-2 to Pate. Caleb Johnson, the on-deck hitter.
Stepped out after that pitch. They're trying to break his rhythm.
2 strikes the count. Horn with the pitch and a ground ball left side, backhanded by Badalak. Long throw across in time for the out. Another good play by the Raider defense. Badalak had to go in the hole and backhand it and make the throw across, and he did so successfully. That is all in the third. No runs, no hits. There was a walk with 1 left. Totals after 3. Middle Tennessee, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. Jacksonville State, no runs, no hits, no errors, scoreless. As we go to the 4th inning, the Blue Raiders and the Gamecocks. Game 3 of this Conference USA series. You're listening to Blue Raider Baseball from Ben Wagner.
At Middle Tennessee Electric, we see the lines that link us all, illuminating our neighborhoods, empowering our businesses, and helping us to recharge. Because we believe in the power of good energy. Whether it comes from our grids, the sun, or a kind heart. And as your family and our region continue to grow, you can trust that we'll always be there for you. Middle Tennessee Electric, bringing good energy.
The Blue Raiders are winners in the classroom, on the field, and the courts. Richard Lewis here. I want you to win in real estate also. Buying, selling, auction here in Tennessee, or along the Gulf Coast, a second home, or investing. Give me a call to help start that winning process. 615-319-9981. Oh, I'm never too busy for your referrals. Richard Lewis, Exit Realty, Bob Lamb & Associates.
The Blue Raiders are on News Radio WGNS.
Move to the top of the fourth inning in a scoreless game. Just about the top of the hour, so we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification as we tell you you're listening to Middle Tennessee Baseball.
The flagship station for Middle Tennessee sports, WGNS. Murfreesboro, Smyrna. The Blue Raiders play here.
Right fielder number 13, Brett Rogers.
Dick Palmer, John Callow with you on a lazy Saturday afternoon in Jacksonville, Alabama. No score in the game. We go to the top of the fourth. The batter, Brett Rogers, to lead off for the Raiders. First pitch to him is high. Ball one, pops out of the catcher's mitt and rolls away.
That bright sunshine is being covered up with some darkish clouds, Dick.
Good. They can stay there as far as I'm concerned. There's a strike, 1-1 to Brett Rogers.
I suspect the left fielders are not going to be sorry.
Outfield playing Rogers to go the other way. The pitch. Swings and misses. Strike two, 1-2. That last commercial, John, that had the Blue Raiders winners on the field and on the courts. You know, that could have double meaning in this day and age of college sports.
Oh, yeah.
1-2 the count. There's strike three called, and Rogers did not offer it a slow breaking ball. That is one out here in the fourth inning. And for Stephen Cash, strikeout number 2. Blue Raider men's golf team participating in the Mason Rudolph Championships, Day 2. That an annual tournament hosted by Vanderbilt. The Raiders golf team in 8th place with a 5-over score in the first round. First pitch is high and outside to Akers for ball one. Auburn is the leader of that tournament at 10 under par. 1 ball, no strikes, the pitch. Off-speed strike, and it's 1-1. They're not letting Akers see much of a fastball.
Caught the corner with that breaking ball.
1 ball, 1 strike. .335 down the right field line, .330 to left, .403 to dead center. The swing and a miss. And the count to Lane is 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Had him way out in front on a way outside pitch.
.375 into left center and .380 into right center. Big outfield here. Pitch is outside, ball 2, 2-2.
And this Jacksonville State team seems to be built for this ballpark. Good defense.
And a singles hitting team.
Yep.
Here's the pitch. Just missed outside. That's a good eye by Akers. 3-2. A lot of foul ground down each foul line and sufficient foul territory behind home plate and before each dugout, in front of each dugout. 3-2, the payoff pitch coming to Akers, and it's lined into right field for a base hit.
Great job of opposite field hitting, just went with it, got it through the hole.
Took that outside pitch and hit it right where it was pitched. That's hit number 2 for the Raiders. And with the runner at first, the batter is Cooper Clapp. He was a strikeout victim in the first inning. Cash with the pitch. Outside, ball 1 to Clapp. Cooper hitting .330 on the year.
You know, off to the south of us are mountains, and I think it's raining out on at least one of them.
Check of the runner and the pitch. Just missed low. Ball 2, 2-0. Cash throws to first. Runner back. 2 balls, no strikes to Cooper Clapp. Dean O'Neill to follow. Playing in the top of the 4th inning in a scoreless game. And a line shot. That's over the second baseman's head into right center. Akers turning after crossing second and heading to third. The Raiders will have him at the corners with 1 out.
Cooper Clapp goes to right center.
Line shot. So back-to-back singles.
Well, Blauser was in the right place for it. He just wasn't tall enough by about 8 feet.
Here's Dean O'Neill, grounded to second in the second inning. First and third with 1 out.
Oh, look, there's some heavy rain out not too far past the ballpark.
John, I don't like you
I know.
to hear that. As a line drive and a base hit, the Raiders going to take an early lead. Clapp will stop at second. O'Neill hit the first pitch into right field, and it's 1-0. And for Dean, that is RBI number 35 on the season. He is the team leader there. Took the first pitch.
Yeah, and he's had a tough series, so that's good to see him getting back on track. He's only that was only his second hit of the series.
Here is Nathan Brewer with runners at first and second and 1 out. Raiders first on the board today, leading 1-0. That's a shot that
just
like it almost hit the bag.
Yeah, it
did it hit that orange base?
It went over the orange base, the safety base, which is not in play.
So let's strike 1 to Nathan Brewer. Akers with a 1-out single, went to third on Clapp's single and scored on O'Neill's single. Cash for the pitch. That is outside, ball 1, 1-1. I see what you're talking about, though.
Yeah.
Up in the hills.
Mm-hmm.
Which are almost obliterated. 1-1 to Brewer. Low, ball 2, 2-1.
It looks there is the highway that runs down to Anniston, kind of runs north-south, and it's out, I'd say that rain is just beyond that. So, what, maybe a half mile out there?
2 balls, 1 strike. As a ball hit and pulled down the right field line, going to be out of play and foul ground. Nathan turned a little bit too soon on that inside pitch. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Raiders with runners at first and second, 1 out here in the 4th, and leading 1-0. Brewer with a pair of hits in the series. including a double. Way outside, ball 3.
He's been hitting the ball hard, though.
He has.
Just right at people.
Been making good contact.
He backed the right fielder. What was that, Friday night or Thursday night? He backed the right fielder against the wall.
Full count, 3-2. Fouled out of play. I think it was Thursday night. He hit one to the warning track in center field.
About. It was not right field. It was center field. He hit the heck out of that baseball.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners first and second.
Coach Nichols told me he thought that might have been the hardest hit baseball Brewers had all season.
Swing and a foul out of play to the left, and they run out of foul ground. It's out of play. If that rain blows in, John, we don't have a lot of protection here.
No. We have none. Except that what is working in our favor is that we're facing out from the southeast.
Another 3-2 pitch coming. And Brewer fouls it back again.
And the weather seems to be blowing across from right to left.
We've got the garage door style windows.
Kind of like we have up at Western Kentucky.
The press box. So we're completely open here. 3-2, the pitch. Low, ball 4, and that will load the bases.
Wow.
Again, good plate discipline by Brewer to lay off that pitch, which was an off-speed pitch, came in low. So the bases are loaded, 1 out. The batter, Brett Von Dolan. Catcher Ash is out to talk to his pitcher. Now the pitching coach is coming out.
Yeah, they've just got
That's Ryan Kramer, the pitching coach.
Yeah, they have now got somebody throwing in their bullpen. Just started, though.
So the Raiders have loaded the bases with 1 out after Rogers struck out to open the inning. Akers singled to right. Clapp singled over Blauser's head to right, and Akers went to third. O'Neill hit the first pitch for a single to right field. That scored Akers. And then Brewer has walked to load the bases.
Third baseman number 18.
And 1 out, the batter, Brett Von Dolan.
Are you reminding Cash that Von Dolan had 17 home runs a season ago?
No, I don't think so. I don't think they worry about those numbers.
They've been pitching him outside.
Pitch is over but low, ball 1.
Yeah, they came in on that pitch.
1 ball, no strikes. Von Dolan fouled out to the first baseman in the second inning. RBI chance here. The pitch. Hit foul, again down to the right side. A long run for everybody, and that is going to be a foul ball. They didn't catch it.
Nope.
Was that the second baseman or the right fielder?
That was the right fielder who ended up having the best shot at it.
There's so much foul ground here that these guys get a workout every time the ball is hit high in the air and looks like it's going to be a foul ball. So that's going to be a long strike. 1-1 to Von Dolan. I think they actually got a glove on it. And it was pretty near the line. 1-1 the count. Bases loaded, 1 out. And the pitch. Chased an outside pitch there. 1-2.
That was his fastball at 86.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Left-hander Stephen Cash ready. And the pitch. Struck him out swinging. Got him on a pitch low and outside. And that's out number 2. Third strikeout for Cash, and 2 of them in this inning. Here's Clay Badalak, grounded out in the third. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Clay looking for his first hit in the series. It would be welcome right here. Cash for the pitch. Popped up. That's in shallow left field. Johnson, the shortstop, going back. He'll give way to Williams, the left fielder, who will make the catch for out number 3. So the Raiders get 1. Threatened, but that's all they get. 1 run, 3 hits, and 3 left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Middle Tennessee 1, Jacksonville State 0. You're listening to Blue Raider Baseball from Van Wagner.
Las Casas Drugs is a proud sponsor of Blue Raider Athletics, located at 4702 Las Casas Pike, just minutes from Murfreesboro. Las Casas Drugs strives to provide all of your pharmaceutical needs in that hometown atmosphere you deserve. Family-owned and operated, Las Casas Drugs offers free delivery, immunizations, drive-through window, gift shop, merchandise, and medication management programs. Come by and see how we can make a difference. And go Blue Raiders!
Bring your game day style courtside with a stop at Lightning's Locker Room on the concourse. From bold new drops to timeless campus classics, we've got everything you need to turn heads from class to tip-off. Whether you're rocking a hoodie in the student section or sporting a tee around town, your look says it loud. You're here for the wins, the energy, and the tradition. So step up your style and your spirit, because at Lightning's Locker Room, the season never slows down, and every fan plays a part in the hype. Let's make every day feel like game day.
Rutherford County's MTSU station, News Radio WGNS.
We go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Raiders have taken the lead 1-0 and left the bases loaded in the bottom of the, or in the top of the 4th. Right-hander David Horn Jr. on the mound. He has allowed 1 walk. That's the only base runner for Jacksonville State thus far in the game. He'll pitch to Caleb Johnson, the shortstop, leading off the 4th inning. Johnson, a switch hitter, will stand in there from the left side. He struck out in the 1st inning. Horn with the pitch. Off speed, strike. Caught the inside corner, 0-1. Infield playing him as a pull hitter. To right. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Came back with a fastball, and it's 0-2. John, it's cleared off a little bit out there.
Yeah. There's still some heavy stuff, but it looks like it's moved on beyond us.
I can see the mountains again.
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes. That one is low, 2-2.
And back off to our right, back behind the ballpark. I can see blue sky in quantities now.
Sun trying to break through here. 2-2. Horn with a pitch. Bouncing foul over by the Gamecocks dugout. Count holding at 2-2. A swing and a miss on an off-speed delivery. Johnson strikes out for out number 1. He's fanned Johnson twice.
Was that his 4th strikeout?
The batter is Cooper Blauser, who was called out on strikes in the 1st inning. Now the sun is coming out, casting some shadows out on the field.
Yeah.
David Horn with the pitch. Bunted, foul. Over down the third base side. 1 strike to Blauser. Gamecocks trying to get a base runner. They've had only 1 thus far in the game.
That was the number 9 hitter who walked.
Here's the 1 strike pitch coming to Blauser. And it's right in there for a call strike, 0-2. Another off speed that looked like a breaking ball. No balls, 2 strikes. Blauser, right-handed hitter, standing in. Pitch is high for ball 1, 1-2.
No.
David Horn's last start was against New Mexico State on last Sunday, and he pitched 4 innings, allowed 1 run on 6 hits, had a walk and 4 strikeouts. I think his pitch count got up a little bit in that
It did.
game. Strike 3 swinging. Blauser down on strikes for the 2nd time in the game. Now 5 strikeouts for Horn, and with 2 outs, nobody in base. The batter is Brady Thomas.
Well, he's here in the 4th inning with 2 outs, and his pitch count is at 55. So that's about where you'd want it.
Thomas popped out to the shortstop in his first at bat, 0 for 1. A left-handed batter. And the pitch soft but low, ball 1. About 3 out of every 4 pitches are off-speed pitches. He's doing a good job keeping them off balance. The pitch is high.
That was the fastball. Yeah.
2-0. 2 outs, base is empty.
You know what they say, the fastball's for show, the breaking ball is for getting people out.
For dough.
Yeah, there you go. That's how it works.
Pitch is
Fastball
inside,
for
ball
show,
3.
breaking
3
ball.
balls, no strikes.
Yeah.
Horn with the pitch. Set for a strike, 3-1. It's only the 2nd 3-ball count he's had on a hitter in the game. 3-1 to Thomas. Pitch is high, ball 4, and he walked him.
2nd walk.
Runner at first, 2 outs, and the batter is Grayson Ash, the catcher, flied out to center field in the 2nd inning.
Well, the other walk in the last inning, in the 3rd inning, was a 2-out walk.
Rather that than a leadoff walk.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Runner at first, 2 outs.
Totally
Ash, a right-handed batter.
Yeah, totally did a different dynamic.
Pitch is high for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes.
Look at that flag, Dick. It is turned around. It's blowing out to right field now.
Throw to first. Runner dancing around over there, and Horn obviously spotted that out of the corner of his eye. Well, the weather forecast predicted a change in the weather over the weekend with the wind shifting from the south to the north. Maybe that's what we're seeing here. There's a strike called, off-speed pitch, 1-1.
Well, it's settled down for now.
Right-hander comes set. And a pitch. Bouncing ball, that might get through. It does to right field. That's the first hit of the game for Jacksonville. A single. Ash bounced it through the right side. Thomas stops at second. And with 2 outs, and 2 on. The batter is Luke Williams. Horn struck him out looking in the second inning. Horn out of the stretch, and the pitch high. Ball 1 to Williams. Williams, a left-handed hitter.
Well, if Horn could get Williams here, his pitch count will still be below 70. So,
pickoff throw to second, the runner back. That was about a half serious pickoff throw.
Yeah. Most of them are non-serious, right?
Yes.
Is that how you'd class those?
I would,
Yeah.
Right. Pitch high, pops out of the mitt of Minnick, but not far enough away for the runner to advance.
Yeah, jumped on it, and he was ready to throw to third.
2 balls, no strikes. Thomas, the runner at second. Ash, with the first hit of the game for Jacksonville, is the runner at first.
And Coach Myers wants to talk with his pitcher.
What we need here, John, is another First Division strikeout. We've had
sure could
2
use,
in this inning.
Yeah.
First Division Bank is a proud partner of Blue Raider Athletics and the official strikeout partner this season. Don't strike out on your banking services. First Division Bank providing more power to your business. That was a very brief meeting, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it lasted less time than your commercial.
Which is unusual.
Yes.
2 balls, no strikes, the count to Williams. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. The pitch. That's high, ball 3. 3-0. Gamecocks in their dark jerseys today with the white pants, red numerals. Raiders all in gray, like a typical traveling uniform. Strike call, 3-1. First and second, 2 outs here in the 4th. David Horn comes set. And the pitch. High ball 4, and they've loaded the bases.
All with 2 outs, Dick.
Raiders had them loaded in the top of the inning, could not get a run across after they loaded them. They did get one earlier in the inning. So a walk, a base hit, and another walk. And the batter is Matthew Cash, first baseman. He flied to left field in the first inning. Now time is called. Somebody, not the head coach, out of the dugout and wants to talk to his base runners and his base coaches. So the head coach is the last one to arrive at the meeting. Bases loaded with 2 outs. Matthew Cash will be the batter. So David Horn will take advantage of the break by throwing a couple more pitches to Minnick. Conference is over. Raiders are going to send somebody to the bullpen.
Yeah, there've already been some folks down there. I suspect there's somebody throwing that we can't see.
Here's Matthew Cash, left-handed hitter with the bases loaded. 2 outs. Horn with the pitch. And there for a strike, 0-1. No place to put this guy. Here's the 1-strike pitch. He checked his swing, and that's in for a strike. 0-2.
All right.
Had a notion, but held back, but the ball caught the outside corner. 2 strikes.